President.
You said that it's important that it's a bad thing if the developed countries reduce their aid to the underdeveloped countries. You said this, President Chirac. Do you think that President Clinton understood and heard your message? But yes, I did have the feeling that he really got the message. I didn't at all feel that I was preaching in the desert.
I agree with him entirely. I'm opposed to the reduction of United States support for the IDA. Most Americans, when the Congress does that, they are playing to a popular feeling in the country that the United States spends a fortune on foreign aid. In fact, the United States only spends about 1% of its budget on foreign aid. There's no other rich country in the world that spends a smaller percent of its budget on foreign aid than we do. Now, we can justify being a little below other countries because we spend a higher percentage of our income on defense, with global defense commitments in Europe and Japan and Korea and elsewhere in ways that benefit the whole world and south of our border. So we could be forgiven perhaps for not spending the same percentage of our income and our budget on foreign aid as other countries because of what we do for global defense. But we shouldn't be going lower. And I agree with President Chirac on that. And that, to go back to the question we were asked about isolationism, it seems to me that the biggest short-term danger we have in isolationism is on the question of not contributing that small amount of money in assistance programs which will prevent problems from occurring. I have received the support I needed from the United States Congress and from the American people to move in Haiti, to move in Bosnia, to be active in the Middle East and in Northern Ireland, to do what had to be done, and even in crises times, in other places. But the problem is that even in this time of balancing the budget, this is such a small part of our budget. President Chirac is absolutely right in emphasizing this to all the developed countries of the world. Yes, ma'am.
Well, just a short time ago, Susan McDougal's attorney told me that he's filed a request today to have you subpoenaed to testify, and that would be to substantiate Susan McDougal's claims regarding David Hale and the loan. What do you think of this request, and would you want to testify in this matter if it comes to a subpoena?
I can't comment on it because I don't know what the facts are. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr.
You want to ask one more question?
He has issued it, though.
This is a question to both presidents. It was said that the military American presence in Bosnia would be limited to 1 year. And you certainly talked about this. So what would be advisable? What should one do at the end of 1 year?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Both.
First of all, before I said that to the American people, there was a peace agreement in Dayton with a military annex that set forth precisely what the mission would be. And if I might compliment the presidents of Bosnia, Croatia, and Serbia, they actually involved NATO's military leaders in developing this annex. And they said, here is what we want the military mission to be. Not the economic development mission, not the civilian police mission, not the political mission, the military mission. We want you to separate the forces. We want you to maintain free movement within the country. We want you to help insofar as you can to facilitate that movement and to give the parties time to let peace take hold. And the judgment of the military commanders was that this particular mission, the military mission, should go on for no more than a year. That after a year, people should be able to worry about the other things, the political, the economic, the civilian law enforcement, police type work that had to be done. And so I believe the world community will have to find mechanisms to do that. But at the end of, we said about a year, the military mission as defined in the Dayton talks and ratified in the Paris peace signing can be completed. That's what our military people said. So all I did was to reflect the military opinion of our generals and NATO's generals. Thank you very much.
President Chirac will lay a wreath tomorrow at the Tomb of the Unknowns. He'll also lay a wreath on President Kennedy's tomb. President Chirac will then travel to Chicago to meet with high school